It is. And is it going to be retroactive or is it going to take place like what are they going to have the right to deport people like my husband whose father was born in Sicily? I mean, it's the craziest thing I've ever heard.
Well, the problem is because it's all being done in this helter-skelter way, you're
Right.
going to be subject to things happening depending on whoever wants to make them happen, right? There's
Right.
the whole system's going to be screwed up and somebody can just make it happen to you.
Yeah. Well,
There's
you know what? I
there's
think the worst part of it is, once again, why is the Supreme Court intimidated by the President of the United States? Are they that cowardly? I mean,
no
I'm
no
losing it.
they're not you so
This is the
this is
first time ever that a president has gone and sat in a Supreme Court review of something. And it's the only time a president has done that. And they said he's doing it for intimidation purposes. And I believe that is the reason he's there. He thinks by sitting there, they're going to make sure they pass it. But I don't think they did. I don't know. I have this feeling trajectory. I did not, oh, you know what? I did not look at my emails. Greg, I didn't look at my emails
Okay,
yet.
I can see that we are live on
we
Substack.
we are people are coming
Okay.
in. Hey everybody, sorry we're running a little bit late here. We had some issues with Substack, but we seem to have worked through that. Um, you've uh, you've got everybody here. I'm Joel with IOD Nations, International Online Democratic Nations.org. Draco is our agent of peace. AOP, Deborah Mazzarelli, who is head of the Online Democratic Women's Movement. We have Ashfaq, who's worked with me for years. He's working in some of the website and platform and tech stuff. Rakesh is helping me with writing. And then we have guests in with us. We have the Trajectory, Greg, and we have Patricia McGinty. Hey, Patricia, we had you in with us once before, didn't we?
Never get on. Oops. Can you hear me?
Okay.
I couldn't get the link to work.
Okay. Okay. Well, welcome. Thanks for sticking to it. Um, so what we're doing right now, let me get to something. Hold on just a minute. Me and my computer are going to go right here. Okay. So as people are coming in to join us, um, let's tell people a little bit how you ended up here and what you've learned from the first time you came in and listened to us. What brought you back?
Me?
Yes.
Patricia, Pat.
Basically because of all the unrest and all the attacks on our threats against women in voting and things of that sort. This growth of the white supremacist attitudes and values in our country, and I think women do have a voice, and I think we are a powerful group to take on this challenge.
Okay. Do you follow any other Substacks or any groups or anything?
Yes, a number of them. Midas Touch and Parnas and Lev, and let's see who else. Aaron and Lev Parnas and uh, Dean
Oh,
Blundell.
Dean Blundell. Dean
Blundell,
Blundell.
yeah, Dean
Zev.
Blundell.
Narrative with Zev.
Oh,
Yeah.
Ellie Leonard and all that group.
Oh, they're exactly the same ones that I subscribe to.
Yeah,
So that's, yeah.
all the issues that seem to hit us.
You know who else is good? Kate Justice. She came out with an article today giving
Okay.
an KAIT Justice, an article all about how the oligarchs influenced the election of 2016.
Absolutely.
Step by step, though, from like the 70s and 80s. Peter Thiel's role, everyone's role, everyone that's in the Epstein files that we know of so far, how they got into politics and taking over a government using the titular head of Trump. You know, like he's not the brains, the oligarchs are.
Yeah.
So all these people with billions of dollars have been working on this for years, and she gives the whole history of it. It's amazing. I just kept, because I'm afraid people aren't going to read it because it's so long, I kept taking parts and screen shooting it and putting it on the screen so that it might interest them to go in and actually read the entire article. It's that good. She deserves, I think she deserves a Nobel Peace Prize. Certainly more than Trump, that's for sure.
Absolutely.
Hey, Zelensky got nominated for a Nobel Peace
Yeah,
Prize.
I
How
saw
the hell?
that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I want
That
that
is
kill
so,
him. If he gets
I
that'll be
swear
the
when I
death of him.
saw that, I'm like, I can just see Trump crapping his pants, right? Like a little kid jumping up and down.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm going to take a moment. We've got about 17 people here. Everybody who's here, if if you haven't been here before, we are IOD Nations, International Online Democratic Nations. Combative Chihuahua. God damn, that's the best name I've ever seen. That is so good. And then I kind of get a look at the picture. Way to go, Chihuahua. Um,
Yes, he's from
so
Colombia.
really,
Yeah, there
Chihuahua,
is a
are you from Colombia? Would you be willing to jump in here and talk with us? If you would, just put yes, and we will link you because I'd really like to ask you some questions. But for everybody who's here right now, we are IOD Nations, International Online Democratic Nations. What makes us different from every other chat and every other feed that you're going to go into is we're going to engage with you. We're going to talk about the issues. We're going to talk about who we are and what we do a bit, but we're not here to just talk about shit. We're putting together a version of online citizen-led democracy. And for us, the leader of that, the one who has stepped up, is the person you see on your screen, is former New York Assemblywoman Deborah Mazzarelli. And Deborah came into our live feed, I don't know now, maybe 3 weeks ago or whatever, and she saw that we weren't just talking about stuff, we were talking about organizing online, and that most of those who were coming into the chat were women. And Deborah, I mean, I don't want to speak for her too much. She's used to it, but she also hates it. She, she,
Oh,
she
April Fools! I
realized,
don't hate it. I don't hate it.
I know, I'm just teasing you,
I know.
but Deborah realized that we're right. This this internet age, the ability to unite and collaborate online, it provides a way for women to unite online and become legitimately a world power. So at IOD Nations, I came up with a phrase that defines it, and it says, if a business no longer requires brick and mortar, then a nation no longer requires land and borders. And that's where you get this ability for women to unite online and become a world power socially, politically, economically. I mean, I'd sit here and tell you militarily, and you're going to think I'm crazy, and I'm not going to dig into that right now, but that's really possible. As a matter of fact, I'm writing an article today that talks about how to make email campaigns offensive. And that's one of the things that we're trying to do. And I'll try not to look down when I'm talking. So anyway, Deborah, chime in here. Tell people what you want to tell them.
Back.
Okay. Here's what I want to say. I got all excited this morning, not in a good way. I got excited because I read the, I don't know the name of the man, but it was from Project 2025. He was one of the oligarchs that actually framed Trump's campaign of 2016 and gave substantial amounts of money to J.D. Vance. And in this article that he put in the Project 2025 book, it says women should not be encouraged to become engineers or scientists or anything. And I just went, excuse me, but fucking crazy, because what he's doing is proving, yeah, it might have been Theo, Greg, I don't know. No, it wasn't Theo, no, it was someone else. But Theo was one of the authors of Project 2025 as well. But this guy actually put it out there on Substack or on, I don't know, online. And as I'm reading it, I'm thinking, wow, this just proves the case. Ladies, we got to get it together, because this is a movement by the Republican Party, Donald Trump, and the oligarchs to take away our citizenship, make us like chattel. I don't know if any of you are familiar with the Dred Scott case that the Supreme Court decided hundreds of years ago, where they said slaves were property. That's why they weren't allowed to vote or own property. Slaves were property. That's the direction that they're heading for us to go in, that we're going to be the property of men. As an example, just a very simplistic one, Michael Cohen making the statement that Trump's first wife, when she said Trump raped her, you can't rape your wife. No such thing. Well, no, that's what I mean. We live in a misogynistic society. No consent is rape. I don't care if you're married or not. But that is the misogynistic society that we live in. Women are not treated equally. We never will be. It's time to take the power, not sit back and say, oh, yeah, well, whatever the little wifey wants. So we have to take the power. I remember when I was running for office, one of the gentlemen that ran my campaign said to me, Debbie, why are you running? And I said, I want to make a difference. I want to be a public servant who can make a difference. And he said to me, that's really not good enough, Deb. And I said, well, what do you mean that's not good enough? Making a difference is something that I want to, that's my purpose in life. I want to make a difference. And he said, no, you have to be in it for the power. And I said, oh, God, you know what? In a way, he's absolutely right. Because once I got up there, I realized if I didn't want the power, I didn't belong there, because women have to empower each other. Men continually divide us with issues to keep us weak. We don't need to have them telling us anything about health care, choice, not right to life. Let us not be divided. Let us unite, put all the issues aside, and be like men. We're women. That's the first thing you have to accept, the fact that you're a woman, and then we can go from there. If we have disagreements over certain issues, don't let them divide us. That is the male's plan to keep us down. So we have to put the issues aside, unite, unify in order to overcome. We're the majority. I want the majority of us in the House and in the Senate. In 1994, when I ran, that was called the Year of the Woman. And we got so many women elected. It was great. Of course, by now, that number has gone down dramatically, and we haven't had any movements except the Me Too movement. And of course, the survivors movement that we're trying to really emphasize. We believe that the files need to be released. I'm not even saying the Epstein Trump files anymore. I'm saying the damn files, put the damn files out there We don't even have to label it anymore. It is the issue. It is the issue that will take Trump down and make these men accountable to the entire country, not just the women survivors, but the country. This cover up has gone on for over 50 years. You know, some will say 30. I'm going to go back all the way to the original Robert Maxwell, who was Ghislaine Maxwell's father, because that's how far back it goes. Mossad. There's so many connections you wouldn't believe. But these women who were children when they were raped, we're looking for justice. They are so brave, so courageous. If you think about the case that brought me into why I did not want Trump elected or even on the ballot, it was the Katie Johnson case, because it was actually public. There were civil court records that indicate Katie Johnson was raped by Trump and Epstein, and physically abused by Trump as well, threatened by both of them. Her life was threatened. There was a witness to it. It's all in the civil court case. And I kept bringing it up in 2016 and saying, why is there no coverage of this? There was Jill Hart. There were so many rapes and nothing was being reported on. And then I discovered just recently, when we heard about the Stormy Daniels, because that was such a juicy story, mainstream media was dying to cover that story because nobody fixed that story. That story was allowed to get out there so it would distract you from all the really bad things that Trump did. Trump did far worse than Stormy Daniels, believe me. And his fixers took care of it and made sure that nobody printed it. So we were duped. The public was duped. Yes, I'm going to blame a lot of you for voting for him, but I'm going to say I also recognize the fact that a lot of information was covered up, withheld from the public. People were led to believe he was the innocent movie star from Apprentice who said, "You're fired." Big joke. Really, that is not what Trump was, and we were tricked. Withholding information from the public prior to putting him on the ballot, I see as a crime. I'm not a lawyer, so I really don't know, but to me, that's as bad as campaign finance. I don't know, fraud, whatever. So
Hey,
I'm not
Yes,
happy.
I actually want to interrupt a little bit. We have so many participants on our Zoom
yep.
call today. Thank you so much, everybody.
I'm gonna, yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks everybody who's in here. Before we include a bunch of people here, we've got 174 people. We're getting a lot more interaction today. So I want to tell people a little bit about who we are, who Deborah is. Okay. We are iodnations.org. iodnations.org is International Online Democratic Nations. Okay. Everybody who's here, we are different. Okay. We're not like any other live chat you're going to come into. We're organizing people in online democracy, online citizen-led democracy. It's being done in Taiwan. Munich is talking with Taiwan about it, but there's other ways to do it. And the primary way that we're doing it here is because of this woman that you see on the screen. Her name is Deborah Mazzarelli. Okay. She's a 3-time New York State Assemblywoman. Okay. And when she came into this group, like so many of you are here today, when she realized that women could unite online and they could essentially establish their own online democratic nation, right? This is where you become your own nation, led by women, founded by women, established by women, making women a world power. This is what's different here. So if you're going to be here, we're going to put an email for Deborah. We're going to make email campaigns legitimately offensive. Okay. Sun Tzu said, The supreme art of war is to subdue the enemy without fighting. Opportunities seized multiply. So if you're here today, if you're pushing the little heart button or whatever it is, we're going to talk about issues. We're going to vent a bit. We're going to do some of that stuff. But when we're done with this, towards the end of this chat, we need you to email Deborah. You need to participate in these email campaigns. Women can unite online and become democratically offensive. And that's what's different. So first, I'm gonna hit on a couple of people here. So if you see Lynn Buck, Lynn has been with us for a while.
I'm here.
Lynn has volunteered to work in the email campaign and to help write emails and to help us organize and send that. We need more Lynns. We need help writing emails, and we can make some very offensive email campaigns. Dr. Jesnel has been here and he's offering his assistance. Sarah is going to blow you away today, guys. She's just so freaking cool. And her message about her oath from being in the military and serving in the Army. But right now, I see, we're going to focus mainly on women today because they're primarily who are here. But we have this man over here named Ted. Ted, tell us what brought you here and what are you thinking of what you're hearing? Do you have any input you want to throw in?
Well, my thing has always been that, I grew up in a family with three sisters. I've had three daughters. I've got two more daughters that I'm adopting. And my sisters and everybody always thought that I was the best thing since sliced bread. And I said, no, you guys are the best thing since sliced bread. You guys, the women are the majority. Men are not the majority. And we need to realize that we've always been purveyed as the power brokers of the world. I mean, I've been in construction for 50 years and I've attained every role possible, but it's a matter of making sure that everybody knows their power. And I really liked what Debbie was saying earlier about go grab the power. It's yours. I mean, I'm very active on Blue Sky, and I stand up for all the female contributors, all the male contributors. I want this democracy to live. I want democracy around the world to live.
Me too.
Yep.
I got 9 daughters,
So
27 grandkids. I've lived in the
I hear you.
estrogen ocean.
Doctor-
I hear you, brother. I've been through, like I said.
I live in the estrogen ocean.
And my wife,
I got to tell you
gave,
guys.
I basically gave control of the house to my wife. I am the patriarch, and she comes to me for advice or whatever, but she runs it.
Yeah.
It's like, it's
Gotta-
yours, baby.
I want to tell you a quick story, guys. I listened to a radio show the other day, and it was for those of you who don't know, March was Make Women's History Month. Okay, we are here to make women's history. You guys are going to unite with Deborah, and you guys are going to make history. And just based on the response we're getting here right now, we're finally getting the kind of traction we need. And you're going to see a fucking article headline that says there's this group of women who are uniting online democratically, and they say they're going to become a world power. That's going to be a headline that's out there. And one of these politicians who's running for office is going to come out and say, I want to announce my support for the Online Democratic Women's Nation and online citizen-led governance. And the first politician who runs on that platform and says they support that, all the others are going to look there and they're going to go, well, holy shit, I got to support this too, or I could lose the women. And it all happens when you unite online, okay? The women's Deborah is doing a Saturday meeting with you. It's called Online Suffragette Saturday. And the point of this is in this modern internet age, you can unite online at the click of a mouse, at the tap of a screen. The suffragettes did not have this ability. The next article we're going to do is about this, and it talks about democracy. A democratic society has only two ingredients in it. The first one is numbers of humans. The second ingredient is how well those humans collaborate. Nobody collaborates like women, okay? The Iroquois nation, when America was first taken over, okay, they had two primary leadership groups for all of their tribes. The warriors and the hunters and the men, they would decide how the hunt was going to be conducted. They would go perform the hunt. They would determine, how they were going to fight a war or where it was going to be fought. But there was this other group, and they were called something like the Iroquois grandmothers. And the grandmothers of the Iroquois nation, they determined whether the war was going to happen. It wasn't the warriors or the war chiefs. These grandmothers are the ones who decided if they were going to go to war. Those grandmothers decided when the tribe or the village would, or the camp would move. They decided where they were going to go to hunt. And women have been written out of history, and it's time for you guys to write yourself back into history. So let's just take a moment. Lynn's been involved with this. We spoke to Patricia. We're definitely going to bring Sarah in again. But
Joel, can I interrupt a little bit?
Yeah. I want to get Julius and Leanne in here, but go ahead, Ashfaq.
So we actually have 15 people, including 4 or 5 of us. Some of them are not enabling their video, they're just participating. So I would just like to welcome back Sarah, Julius, Leanne, thank you so much. We would love to hear from you. So go ahead, Joel, engage with them.
Julius, let's start with you. You're bold enough to step in here. How have you heard of us before? How did you hear about us? What are you thinking? Do you have any questions? What would you like to say?
Thank you. I just stumbled upon the presentation and I lingered for some sentences and I was totally nothing else to say, just waiting for the contact. I'm trying to send an email now to .org.
Okay.
Great, thank you.
Your accent, are you from England?
No, I'm German.
Wait, you're German?
Yes.
Are you
Nuremberg?
in the States? Are you in the
Not at all.
States or do you
Not
live
at
in
all.
Germany now?
No, I'm autistic, so I can manage to swap my accents. I have been staying in New Zealand as well, and in Scotland.
That's
and
phenomenal.
Ich freue mich.
Oh,
That's
wer
outstanding.
freut sich?
You go,
Wer war
girl.
das?
Hey, Sarah.
Who said ich
Sarah.
freue mich?
Me, actually, I was
Oh,
born in
Kurt! It's
Yeah.
Kurt Cobain. Kurt Cobain, okay.
yeah. So,
Okay.
Sarah, you wanna
Sarah,
say
tell everybody who you are. Tell us what you told us last time. Because Sarah came back. She was so just involved last time. Give us a little bit more of why you're here, Sarah. Tell people who you are.
My name is Sarah Labrada, and I'm a disabled, retired Army veteran. and I was sent out. Okay, I call it a golden boot, but I got diagnosed with multiple sclerosis while in service, and I wasn't ready to go. I was ready to be a full-time 20-year retired person. I was going to stay 20 years in the military. I was a happy camper. Everybody knew it. And then the world handed me multiple sclerosis. And multiple sclerosis and military service, despite the fact they share the same initials, they just don't like each other. So me and my full board colonel went and attacked the Army and tried to get me to stay because I had never been deployed, aka I had never stepped foot outside the United States on the Army's dime. So because I'd never been deployed, boots in the sand is what they call it. My butt had to stay in service. Couldn't stay in service. Although I had soldiers with multiple sclerosis who were serving beside me who could stay because they were diagnosed while they were overseas. It's called being OCONUS versus being CONUS on property in the United States.
Okay.
So it was very frustrating for both me and my colonel. But I got 2 weeks after I got my diagnosis, because my diagnosis happened for multiple sclerosis, which usually can take for a while or anything else. But because I was at the location at the time where it was ahead of multiple sclerosis research, I was able to get diagnosed in a week, literally 7 days, a Monday to a Monday, and I was diagnosed and my world ended. But because I love my Army and because I love my country, I took an oath. I put my hand up and said, I do, when a lot of people wouldn't. And I took an oath to defend my country, both foreign and domestic. Okay, so right now, I still wear my tags. And they're the original ones, not made after service. They're my actual tags from when I was in the Army. And I said an oath. And my oath doesn't have an expiration date. I may have gotten a golden boot that says I can't serve actively anymore, but that doesn't mean I'm still not an Army soldier.
Ira, salute to you.
Yeah.
So actually, yeah, go ahead.
Sarah, so just to tell you, based on our conversation when Sarah was here last time, Deborah commented that she took an oath when she served as a state assemblywoman. And the two of them agreed that they're going to uphold their oath to the Constitution of the United States of America by organizing online and fighting for our democracy. And they're going to do it as women, and they're going to be a part of leading this as women. And they are going to be a part of uniting women online democratically to become a powerful and influential international and world force. And the only limiting factor here is how many of you are going to unite with them.
Right.
How many people
wait a minute.
here, how many women
Sarah,
here are going to join them?
Sarah already volunteered. Sarah volunteered to put together a women's group of veterans because she's involved with so many different groups. So we'll have a subset to the women's international online democracy, a subset, but still part of the organization of IO Nations. But she's putting together the women veterans. She belongs to Wounded Warriors and so many groups. And last night I put her in touch, or today, she hasn't heard from her yet, with another veteran who's interested in becoming active, who wrote me an email and who I've been in touch with. So we already have some movement with women's veterans. If we can get more women, and like women who might be members of the League of Women Voters or NOW or Planned Parenthood, and Dr. Jesnel can join with Sarah and help, and Dorothy and a couple of the other vets that are out there. And it's going to be the same issue right now, just getting the dam files released and fighting for justice. But after we complete this task, we're going to have other issues that you're going to decide on as the group. Which ones we'll work on next. We don't want to fracture ourselves. I mean, part of the problem here is you have Defiance, Move On, Indivisibles, 5051. We are all active in all of those organizations, but what it does is dilute the strength of an organization. The AFL-CIO is the umbrella group of all the unions. We need to be like the umbrella group for all the unhappy, discontented groups that have formed, because our emails are going to be what makes the difference. We'll go to the protests and the marches, but emails are going to flood the zone. We are going to hit politicians, whatever area we see important. I mean, I'd be hitting Congress right now if they were responsive, but since they've abandoned us and gone on vacation all the time, there's no sense in contacting them. The emails, the phone calls, we have to continue them with politicians, but they are obviously not listening. When you have 8 to 9 million people protesting the policies of a tyrant and an oligarch regime, and they just go on vacation the day before the protest, that tells you something.
Can I say something?
Sure.
Dad, they're not vacations. That's
No.
Mike Johnson stopping Congress from doing their job.
Sure.
Yeah, just letting him
Yeah.
go. But what I was going to say is I was at a No Kings protest. I went, but I roll around in a wheelchair now. The Army issued me a wheelchair about 10 years ago. They shrunk me 3 feet, so now I get a really good view of everybody's crotch and butt. But beyond that, beyond being able to tell a guy that his fly is down without interrupting the conversation and being rude, I also found that we always vets end a tendency to gather together without even really knowing it. So I rolled up, I parked myself, and I had my sign, and I'm holding it, and I looked to my left and I looked to my right, and there are 2 guys who are vets from the Korean War and from Vietnam.
Yep.
And I looked at them, I thanked them for their service, and I looked down and they said, "Thank you for yours." And I said, "No, my honor and privilege, sir." And they're like, "Why do you call me a sir? I work for a living." I said, "Because you outrank me. You got gray hair." And that's exactly the comment I got from them. They started giggling. And that's how we all look at each other. We're all brothers and sisters. We all get along, no matter where the heck we came from or what war we fought in or what uniform we wore.
Oh.
We're all veterans.
Right.
And the Army or the Navy or the Marines or whatever branch of service you're from, they all effed us. And now the VA is doing just the same. And that's because our government is letting it happen.
Right.
We signed on the dotted line and said, "I'm going to die for my country." And then when we started getting hurt and damaged, our country says, "Oh, F you, you're screwed."
Right. That's right. And now we're over in an unjustified war where soldiers are being sent. And what are we doing?
3 tankers full.
Mm-hmm.
They say that three giant boats full of soldiers.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna jump in here for a second because I want to speak to a couple of things. I want to speak to Jenny Smedley.
Hi,
Okay,
Jenny.
Jenny says I'm British and live in the UK. What can we do? And then later she says, "I'm not great on computer internet. How do I find the email list and pro forma letters to send to politicians?" Okay.
John, I think we should also
and so I'm gonna. Yeah, Leanne, I'm going to come to you. We'll come to you after this, okay? But I want to speak to Jenny, but it's really going to speak to Sarah and Deborah and Ted and Dr. Jesnel and everybody who's here. Okay. When I founded IODNations.org, IOD Nations, International Online Democratic Nations, I really thought that young people were going to be the first group who would seize this opportunity to unite online. But women are the one who have stepped up in here. So again, we have 239. This is the largest group we've had since our first couple weeks. And that's a long story, but you're going to constantly see Deborah's email in this chat. If doesn't matter whether you're a woman, whether you're a man, if you would like to participate, okay, there are ways to make email campaigns very offensive. And I know somebody asked about that. I'm not going to go into all those details right here. I'm going to let you email Deborah if you're interested, and we will pursue that. But my point is this. IOD Nations is intended to be an umbrella that all of these can fit into. So Sarah I think some of the other people here, Ted, you may be a vet, but I'm going to use Sarah as an example. Sarah can become a citizen. I use the term nation because a nation is the most powerful and influential form of human collaboration. There is no more powerful form of humans collaborating than nations, okay? Sarah can become a citizen of the online democratic veterans nation, or the International Online Democratic Nation, Veterans Nation, the IOD Veterans Nation. Veterans across the world can unite to try and stop these fucking wars. Veterans have one of the most vested interests, but the other ones who are way better at stopping wars are women, okay? Men are the ones who've been in charge. We're the dumb fucks who are going around causing all of this conflict.
Totally
Okay.
agree.
Men need to find a way to help women get into positions of power and influence. And so the point of all of this is let's take, for instance, let's say that here's a perfect example. Sarah is battling a disability or an illness right now, okay? You can have an international online democratic disabled nation. And so if you use this example, it's just an example. Sarah gets to triple her democratic influence in the world. She can be a citizen of the women's nation, the veterans nation, and the disabled nation when they unite online. Now, what that does is it dramatically increases her power and influence. Because if the women's nation and the veterans nation and the disabled nation all agree on accomplishing some goal, now they get to impose or create their strategies and tactics to achieve their objectives. Okay. And they get to use their power and influence from a macro standpoint, from an international standpoint, to impose freedom and democracy over authoritarianism. Okay. And this ability to compound their power and influence is what makes this online democratic movement so powerful. And so, Jenny, and there was somebody here from Canada, and I think there was somebody from Colombia. This is there are two kinds of online democratic nations. There are cause-based nations like the women, the veterans, climate, the disabled, and all of this. But imagine right now if the citizens of Ukraine were united online and the UN or NATO gave the online democratic citizens of Ukraine official recognition. Okay. Every fucking country that's pro democracy would be asking their citizens to unite online and get the UN and NATO to recognize them. And so now Sarah gets to be the citizen of another nation. Sarah can be a citizen of the online democratic US nation. Okay. So she can represent her country that way. She can represent veterans. She can represent um, women, and she can represent the disabled. And what we've done is we've turned her into a fucking powerhouse for all of these rights by uniting and collaborating online. And I'm gonna digress here for a moment. Hey Draco, can you pull up the TED Talk by Simon Sinek? And there's a real specific reason I want to pull this up and relate it to what we're talking about. So for those of you who aren't familiar, Simon Sinek is a I'll call him a motivational speaker. I think his TED Talk is the third most popular TED Talk in TED Talk history. And in this, he talks about what's called the law of diffusion of innovation. And it sounds complicated, but it's not. It's a law. The way that human beings adapt to change, the way they adopt change is this formula. And it's so predictable, and it's called a law. And this was before the internet. So I'm going to show you a part of what Simon Sinek says. It's a really, really simple but powerful video. And then I'm going to bring it back, and I'm going to wrap it up in how women, once you unite, you are not going to believe how powerful you become and how quickly you can execute that power. So go ahead and hit play, Draco.
Something called the law of diffusion of innovation. And if you don't know the law, you definitely know the terminology. The first 2.5% of our population are our innovators. The next 13.5% of our population are our early adopters. The next 34% are your early majority, your late majority, and your laggards. The only reason these people buy touch-tone phones is because you can't buy rotary phones anymore. We all sit at various places at various times on the scale, but what the law of diffusion of innovation tells us is that if you want mass market success or mass market acceptance of an idea, you cannot have it until you achieve this tipping point between 15 and 18% market penetration, and then the system tips. And I love asking businesses, what's your conversion on new business? And they love to tell you, oh, it's about 10%, proudly. Well, you can trip over 10% of the customers. We all have about 10% who just get it. That's how we describe them, right? That's like that gut feeling, oh, they just get it. The problem is, how do you find the ones that just get it before you're doing business with them versus the ones who don't get it? So it's this here, this little gap, that you have to close, as Geoffrey Moore calls it, crossing the chasm. Because you see, the early majority will not try something until someone else has tried it first. And these guys, the innovators and the early adopters, they're comfortable making those gut decisions.
Can you pause it there,
They're
Draco?
making...
Okay, the point I want to focus on here, because what we're talking about as it relates to international online democracy is this, that crossing of the chasm. So it's saying large groups of people will not adopt a change until enough people get there to cross the chasm. Now, I want you to imagine you have an online democratic women's nation, okay? And Deborah's up there. She's got all these women who have joined her, and they're united online, and they're running their online government, okay? And let's say they want to create ranked choice voting. They put ranked choice voting up in their online governance system. If it gets enough support, okay, it goes up for a vote. And it happens. Now, it's ranked choice voting, to anybody who understands it, is a real pro-democracy thing. And so the chasm has, in essence, already been crossed. All of you women who are united online promoting democracy, when you realize that ranked choice voting is pro-democracy, you cross the chasm immediately online. You get to make the change happen. Let's say the next one is the online Democratic Women's Nation decides, you know what? We want young women down to the age of 15 to be able to vote. And we're going to create an online education structure where if these young women can pass this test, they have the right to vote within the online Democratic Women's Nation, okay? You put it up for a vote. You guys decide. It's your fucking nation. It's the women's nation. You're in charge. You make the rules. You make the laws. You draw up your Bill of Rights. You draw up your Constitution. You're in control of this. And because so many of these things are either for the benefit of women or for the benefit of freedom and democracy, the law of diffusion of innovation, you've now gamed the system because you're all already online and you're all united for this purpose. You can cross this chasm that you're seeing here almost immediately. And that's the power, and that's the difference between being united online and functioning as an online governance. And this is why when I'm talking to people from the macro standpoint about international online democracy and the different ways that it can be implemented and imposed and activated, this is what happens once you unite. Remember, Sun Tzu said, the supreme art of war is to subdue the enemy without fighting. Opportunities seized multiply. JFK said, the Chinese have two characters for the word crisis. The first character is for danger, and the second character is for opportunity. Be aware of the danger, but don't let that prevent you from seizing the opportunities. And this is where all of you here, 276 people have come into this live chat. You have the opportunity to email Deborah at the email address that's going to be here. You have the opportunity to unite online. And if you seize that opportunity, it will multiply and you will find yourself with power and influence that was never there before. And Deborah is going to, she's, I'm telling you, man, this woman, I looked at her the other day and she says, you know, when I take something on, I complete it. I'm not doing this, you know, just because it sounds fun or anything. She says, I want women to have positions of international and world power and influence, and I want to be a part of making that happen. And that's why this live chat is different. That's why what we're doing here is different. And if enough of you unite and work with her, you're going to blow the world away with what you're capable of accomplishing. So there.
So Julie is actually sharing some amazing information on 24 in October 1975. 90% of women in Iceland gave up their work. The more than 200,000,
Yes.
20,000 women gathered for demonstration instead of as is otherwise taken for granted. So, Julius, why don't you come up and tell us more about your ideas? We'd love to hear from you.
I don't have an actual idea. It's just that I came across this story a few weeks ago, and it is a powerful sign that they put out there in 1975. Why don't we copy it in some way?
It's just so simple, isn't it? It's it, it, I mean, it's just this common sense approach, right? Women in Iceland, they got, I think 50% of the politicians have to be women. 50% of the leadership positions in government or in business have to be assigned to women. Okay. They just made it a rule. And
They made noise. They made more noise than the
yeah,
men could deal with. That's honestly
yeah.
what I hear.
And the thing is, you know, we sit here. So somebody earlier asked about what's an offensive email campaign. So let me give you an idea. I'm working on an article right now that's going to come out later today that's going to address this. Now, I bet you I've written 10 or more emails to Governor Newsom asking him to discuss online citizen-led democracy. I made a phone call. I got some poor kid, who's answering the phones, and I'm trying to explain it to him. Well, I'll pass it on, and I'm knowing that this isn't going anywhere. But what I want you to imagine right now is in this group, we have 270 people here. And I bet you damn near every one of you supports women gaining more power and influence. Now, if 250 of us emailed Governor Newsom today and said, hey, we want you to talk about online women-led democracy and online citizen-led democracy. And why aren't you engaging with and promoting this? Why aren't you urging pro-democracy citizens to unite online? Now, if his governor's office got 250 of those emails in one shot, that is an offensive email campaign. Now, if 250 doesn't work, I'll tell you what, by the end of next week, I can tell by this audience here, we might have 1,000 people in one of our next feeds. And if 1,000 people and women sent him that email or sent it to Elizabeth Warren or Katie Porter or Jasmine Crockett or whoever it is, that's what an offensive email campaign is. And we're working on one. We are emailing the attorneys for the survivors of Epstein. And we're saying two things in those emails, and we'll give you a template and we'll give you the email addresses. You can copy it, you can paste it, and you send it. And I want you to imagine being one of those victims or no, one of those survivors. Okay. And imagine them getting, what's
I've
that?
gathered all the Epstein files that have been released so far, and I have a bot running so that anything else shows up, I'll know
Great.
about it.
That is
I
cool.
already sent them to Deborah.
Oh, thank you,
I
Doctor.
want
Thank you. Thank
I
you.
want you to imagine those attorneys. We've done 2 or 3 email blasts, but we don't know how many of you have participated. But I want you to imagine what happens when it's 250 emails that they get, or it's 1,000 emails that they get, or it's 5,000 emails that they get. Then what I want you to imagine is I want you to imagine if one of those women, one of those survivors steps up and says, hey, I like this online Democratic Women's Nation thing. I want to be a part of it. Well, now, can you imagine the visibility that we're going to get, the visibility that you women who are here are going to get? If we get one really viable and powerful influencer to take this topic on, shit blows up. Okay. All of a sudden, you women who are here, some of you are going to go down in history. You're going to be a part of the women who established and led this online women's democracy movement. And that's what you're here for. We're not just here to talk about it. We need you to email Deborah. We need people to help her with these email campaigns. We need to be this place where people can come and actually make a fucking difference. And that's why we're here.
My friends all tell me all the time that I speak so fluently that I can tell somebody to piss off and die and still enjoy the conversation later. So maybe the
Yeah.
email thing is going to be a good idea. I use the app Grammarly, by the way.
Thank you.
It's an app on your phone, Grammarly, and I love the damn thing. I swear to God, the Lord invented it for those veterans who have waterfall mouths, which is what I do. It's either stuck on behind the dam in my forehead or it comes out my mouth like a waterfall. So
Don't feel bad, Sarah. I got 50 years of construction experience, so it's like
oh, you got waterfall mouth too then, man.
oh yeah. Oh yeah. I can make I could probably make a sailor friggin' blush.
I've done it.
I
So
want
it's
to
fun.
I want to jump in here because Nana Wiki, Nana, I hope this doesn't offend you. My great grandmother, when I was a kid, my great grandmother lived with us until she was 104, and we called her Nana. Your question is, are you also sending emails to Arizona and New Mexico governors? This, Nana, is the perfect introduction to what I'm going to say. Deborah Mazzarelli is an amazing woman, but she is not your source for technology. Okay.
Well, nice way to put that. Yeah.
I can help with that.
Here's the point. Okay. There are groups that we could email. And if we get it organized, if we have a structure to it where we create a template, we collect an email list, and we send it out to people and to women, and we make it easy to send emails to Arizona or New Mexico governors, then that will happen. But right now, we're struggling because you've got Rakesh, Draco, Ashfaq, Deborah, and myself, with a couple of other people working behind the scenes. Now, Sarah has stepped up and said she wants to be involved. Lynn, who you see, has stepped in and she says she wants to be a part of this. Okay. But Anna, you could email Deborah and you could say, hey, Deborah, I think that sending emails to Arizona and New Mexico would be a great task. Okay. And Deborah could say to us, hey, Joel, can you guys get us an email list there? And we go, hell yeah, we'll try and do that for you.
I can
And
gather emails for all 50 states, all governors, and all those
yep,
subordinates. I can have
we
that done before midnight tonight.
we are
Great.
here for this, Nana. This is what we're talking about when we talk about offensive email campaigns. If we make this easy, if if you put it up, if you meet with Deborah and a group of women and you say, hey, I think emails to Arizona and New Mexico are important. This is why I think it's important. I'm willing to help make that happen. We'll fucking make it happen. We will get emails going there, but we just don't have the bandwidth, the hours, all of this to make all of this happen. But if you who are here email Deborah and participate, and it could be that simple, Nana, you could run that part of the movement, and your only obligation would be to create an email template that people can use. We'll get you the email list, and you're just the one who shares it with all of these women who want to participate. And boom, that's an offensive email campaign that's manageable. It's easy for people. If you're we had one gal who was here, she's a mother of three and has a full-time job, but if you made it so she could copy and paste some emails and send them and do it in 10 or 15 minutes a week, she would be all over that. She wants to participate, but we have to make it easy and effective and functional to do that. And that's why you're here, and that's why we're different.
In the military, we call it being time effective.
Okay.
Great.
Yep. And online, as it's my enemy a lot too, Jenny, but online is the most efficient way to do this. Like we talked about, the suffragettes had to march and meet in public and do things that were risky. Way to go, Lorraine. Thank you for doing that. You
What?
will get
I
an
don't see.
email.
Wait, I don't see. What happened?
She
What did Lorraine do?
Lorraine just shared her email. She's
Okay,
saying,
good.
"Hey,
Okay.
I want to be a part of this. I want to
Great.
help." And
Great.
that's that's all we're asking for, is come in and collaborate with us, right? That's what this is for. That's why we're here.
Hey, can
Sorry,
I?
Deborah, go ahead.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead,
Or,
Ashfaq.
is
Go.
someone else here who wants to speak, or do you want to say something, Ashfaq?
Yeah, I wanted to address one of the comments from Karma. So he or she said that previously they joined, but they got a spreadsheet, but there wasn't, I mean, much details on there. So Karma, we are developing while we are talking. So we have now some articles where you can actually, it's well structured, not a spreadsheet where you can read step by step process of what you have to do. So somebody will drop the link here, and hopefully you will go through those, or we will actually send you an email with it. So Deborah, what were you going to say?
Well, what was the name of the person you were speaking with just now?
Karma.
Well,
Selma?
Karma.
Karma. K.
Karma.
K.
Karma with a K.
Oh, Karma.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, nice to see you. Okay, thank you. Okay, just so I know if somebody writes to me who I'm talking to. Thank you.
All right.
How long, I mean, I know we're going to be cut off from Substack soon because it's only, I think they only let you go 50 minutes. I'm not sure.
No, we can go longer, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yes, we can go as long as we want. We have all the, so thank you everybody who dropped their email addresses. We have collected your email addresses, and we will definitely reach out to you as soon as we finish this meeting.
Okay, well.
I want to
okay,
ask a
well,
question.
let me-
Was it,
Before we do
let me-
questions, we already have it in the chat, but let me just remind everybody in case they start dropping out. Saturday, I'm going to do a Zoom at 2:00 for the
Yes.
suffragette movement. And it's going to
Okay,
be
2:00 Eastern time, 2:00 Pacific time.
Eastern Standard Time, 2:00 on Saturday, April 4th. Okay, I posted it on my Substack, and I'm sure that Ashfaq will put the link there because he's going to be helping me, so I'm going to need help. And we're going to talk about, we're going to do some commiserating. That's not one of Joel's favorite things to do, commiserating. So we're going to commiserate about things that we can address in the future, but we're also going to commiserate about the survivors. Katie Johnson, someone that I really want to bring into the fold because she's moving things. Back in 2016, I took the court transcripts, civil court transcripts, and mailed them to the Lincoln Project, emailed them all over the place. No one would touch that information. I was told to back off with Katie Johnson. Now I'm seeing it. Oh, it's in the headline. It's out there now. 2016, when I wanted it out there, nobody would put it out there because there was a fixer who fixed everything and covered everything up. We're going to bring everything to light, and I need your help to do that. This is not just Trump or the oligarchs. This involves a lot of people that are presently hired by Trump that are loyalists to him, who have signed do not disclose notices, even in the military. He started this Project 2025 in 2016. When he lost in 2020, he actually stood up and said he was going to get even with all of us because he lost the election. No one believed it. Well, believe it now because you can see it every day. He's trying to kill off the lower and middle class people in this society, make it totally for the oligarchs. So we have to fight. And women, we're going to do it because we're the mothers, the sisters, the granddaughters. We are the daughters of women who fought for us. I want my granddaughters to have the same rights that I had in the 70s and 80s. Actually more, because we were still fighting for pay equity, elimination of the glass ceiling, jobs. I mean, I remember being the best switchman in the phone company, and I was competing against 10 men. And I used to put their work into the computer system as well as do my own work. I had the highest numbers. The foreman took me to a bar and said to me, Deb, you are the best one, but we can only hire two. And, Jim and Mike, they have families to support. Your husband works at the phone company. You don't need the job. So I didn't get the job because I was married. I mean, the discrimination that exists out there against women is outrageous. So I am not knocking men, but I'll be damned. I broke my ass for that job, and it would have been a better paying
I'll
job
do
than
it
the New York
for you.
State
Men or
Assembly.
dogs?
So that's what we need to do. Unify, fight,
Men or dogs?
and we're going to.
These,
Yeah.
Deborah,
Yeah.
all I can say is this. I don't know if you see these numbers, but
I don't.
so just so everybody who's here, our last live, I think we got to 160, and we're at 306 today.
Oh, great.
Okay.
Great.
And not only are we at 306, but we're getting more engagement. Okay. And you, Deborah Mazzarelli, are going to be the reason why women are going to organize online democratically. And you're going to be the one who helps make this happen. And a bunch of women from this live chat here today are going to jump in with you, and they're going to help you do that. And I don't know if it's going to be a month from now or 2 months from now or 3 months from now, but you're going to be holding these meetings, and you're going to have thousands, if not hundreds of thousands. And if it pops, you're going to have 1 million or more women who are united online democratically. And you guys are going to be a fucking force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, women are definitely going to be a force. All we needed was, and I know this from every women's group I belonged to back in the back in the day. I'm now 70 years old, so I need all the help I can get. And believe me, when I was 40 running for office, I pretty much could do everything myself. Now I can't. I'm computer illiterate, sort of, and I need your help. But we are going to grow numbers that you are not going to believe. I can feel it in my bones because
I
I
know.
haven't met a woman yet who hasn't been discriminated against in there's every single way possible: physical, sexual, rape, kidnapping. Everything out there that has happened to women who have been traumatized as children or as women. The discrimination is rampant. We're not going to take it anymore. We are going to fight. And I think it's great that we have Jenny and people from different nations who don't have the same culture that we have, because even with just coming into our culture, giving us the support that we need, we can go back and help Jenny in England, because I understand they're going to be approaching some rather rough days like we're in right now. So I really am looking forward to helping internationally. But right now, I want my America back. I want my America back.
Yes, thank
And
you. I agree. Because the America that we have right now is not ideal and it's wrong.
Right. It's
yep,
got no
but here's what
moral
I want to
character. Our
say.
nation gone.
This
Thank
is
you.
this
Julius
is not
wanna say
mutually
something?
exclusive.
He raised hand.
Sorry.
So
Uh,
I want
Julius,
to point out one thing. We
yeah, go ahead.
earlier we had a comment, I forget her name, somebody was commenting about emailing Arizona and New Mexico, okay? And we talked about how they could help make those email campaigns happen. I
It might have
want
been
to
Lorraine. Lorraine,
yeah.
maybe. Yeah.
Look, okay, I want to say the same thing about doing this internationally, okay? If there's a woman here who wants to participate, but you would like to see this happen in Europe or in your country, let's say it's England or it's Denmark or it's Canada or wherever it is, here's what I want you to imagine. You get in this group, you participate, and you're collaborating with Deborah, okay? And primarily women of the United States. But all of a sudden, it's either just you on your own or you get a couple of other women from England or Denmark or wherever it is, right? And you guys are talking as women and you say, hey, I want to see this fucking movement take off in Canada. All right. Well, now you've got, maybe by this time you've got a couple of hundred or 1,000 women from the United States. Well, they all want Canada to succeed. They all want the women from Canada to be powerful and influential and to help women in those countries. And so Deborah says, let's put together a goddamn email campaign for leaders in Canada. And Dr. Jesnel says, well, shit, I can get you those email addresses in a day. And Deborah says, hey, everybody, would you guys all help Jenny? We're doing an email campaign for England, and we've got 10 email addresses, and we're going to bomb the shit out of them. And boom, it happens. And while Deborah is leading and running this women's movement in the United States, all of a sudden, these women are flooding in from England and they're saying, hell yeah, we want to be a part of this. And Deborah's able to do what she's doing. It's not mutually exclusive. You can do multiples of these online. And that's what I talked about when I was talking about the law of diffusion of innovation, right? You have women who are online promoting women. And all you have to do is put it up and you cross the chasm over and over and over again. And things start happening quickly. And all of a sudden, a group of students from universities, these young women, they go, wait a minute, I want to be a part of this movement. And Deborah's going, please send us some women who are technologically savvy and young women. We need them in here. And it pops and it goes to another country and it spreads and it moves and shit starts happening more quickly than you can even imagine. I'm going to get you, Ashfaq. That is why doing this online it's not a hindrance. It's a fucking superpower. You guys have the ability to take this and blow this shit up. And you can do it all with emails. Go ahead, Ashfaq.
I think Julie's have something to say. I can see hand emoji on Zoom.
Yeah.
Do you have something to say? Because I can write something down and go after you. Or did you just want to mention that I had my hand raised? Then I will go ahead.
You're in, Jules. Go.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wanted to add a few things, but I don't have to. You can interrupt me anytime.
You do your thing.
Okay, thank you. Oh, you will stop me at 3 hours in. Deborah, when you mentioned something about women's situation, a thing I saw a few days ago came to mind. It was like a TED talk, but maybe in a university. The participants in the audience were mainly women, but some men sprinkled in, young folks. And the professor or the TED giver, the talk giver, asked like a question like, who has experience? That's what you said. Who doesn't know a woman who has experience in being assayed? And I came to think about that when I was turning 19, I think, that all of my friends, all of my grown-up mothers and aunts and everybody has a story, at least one story, at least. So I became kind of resettled in my knowledge about the world.
Right.
And in this talk, the professor asked, who knows someone stand up? And 98% of the participants, like 150 people in the audience, stood up. And then she asked, and who of them, to your knowledge, had something going on with the police, like reporting it or bringing it to justice? And who knows someone that did that? Not if it was if it had a good outcome, if they got a positive outcome, just if they tried to get it in. Stay standing. and all the other ones, sit down, please. So there were a handful of people still standing. And this is when it's so enraging. This is a good sign. It's in the air. If something like that happens, everybody gets up and everybody is moved by this commotion, and who could do something about that? Who got justice for this injustice that had been done to them? And they all sat down. So this is what we're living in. And today I was talking to someone about having living in privileged situations, or as a man, I'm already privileged. In any culture I'm living in, I'm still more privileged than a woman beside me. As a fairly skinned person, I'm more privileged than more intense and beautiful or melanated person. So we all have our different privileges, but as long as nobody stands up to fight for the less privileged people, stand up and do something about it, as long as those people do not get involved, if only the oppressed ones raise their voices and try to fight, nothing is going to happen. So I'm very happy to see so many male-looking people around here. Or I don't know, yeah.
No, I think that's great, Julian, and that's an amazing story. 115 people standing up. I mean, that is what would happen here on any university campus.
It's kind of sad.
I'm going to guarantee that on the university campuses, many women are being abused that are never reporting it. The Me Too movement that we had in America, that was nothing. You don't know how, well, you could imagine how many people did not raise their hand, show up for it, because it's uncomfortable, it's triggering. It's something that sometimes you're embarrassed by, or you say, "Oh, what did I do?" I have women friends who once said, well, and this is not long ago, well, she shouldn't have dressed like that if she did. And I'm like, whoa, blame the victim. I mean, if she walked
here's the
down the
thing.
street, if she
It
walked down
happens-
the street
it happens in the
naked, that
military
doesn't
too.
give anybody the right to touch her. I mean, they don't get it. They just
No,
don't get
even
it.
in the military, we're all in the same uniform. We all look exactly the same, and it still happens.
Right.
It's called military sexual trauma, or
It's
MST.
power, right? It's strictly
And
a power move. Yep.
it's exactly right. And in fact,
Right.
the military is fighting it right now still, because a lot of it is underreported or not reported at all.
That's right. And when they
Inside
are
police-
police,
As a
nothing
father of 9
happens.
daughters, I taught all my girls this one thing. If you don't get your respect, take it.
Right.
Don't
Yep.
care what you got to do. If you go to jail over it, take your respect. Do
Right.
not
Thank you,
let
Dad.
somebody take it from you.
See,
That's
that's
Yep.
that's the words of
Way to go.
a girl dad.
Yep.
I have
That's
one more
right.
And
point.
the point is, imagine taking that for the women who don't have that ability, right? There's so many different situations. I mean, I can't even begin to understand them. But what you're going to do when you unite online, when we say opportunities seized multiply, right? The power of these united women who have power and influence, right? What they're going to be accomplished, the way that they're going to be able to exercise that power and influence, and men are not going to give this shit up just because you say, please do it. You're going to have to go in and change systems. You're going to have to apply pressure. You're going to have to organize and be offensive. But if you do it, when you do it, because it's not an if. Deborah's going to make it happen. I'm here with my team. We're going to help make it happen. Dr. Jesnel, Lynn, Sarah, Jenny,
Everybody,
whoever's
right.
here. You
Can I just
guys
say,
are
let me
going
just
to
say
make
one
this
thing.
happen.
Joel, I know
Yep.
that sometimes the women get upset and they say, why is he talking so much? Or they might, wonder what you're doing. Well, let me just make it clear. Without you, Joel, this wouldn't be happening. If I hadn't bumped into online, being on Substack, IODNations.org, we wouldn't have this email campaign going. We wouldn't have this discussion, because I alone cannot attract the audience that you've enabled me to attract by allowing me to use your platform, which I saw as the greatest means to an end. The end being individual participation in government, the increase of women's role in government, and our voices getting heard. So, ladies, thank Joel, because as annoying as he gets, I'm sorry, as much as he talks, without him, I can't do this. I need Joel. I need Rakesh. I
We
need
can't do
Draco.
this.
I need
We
Ashfaq.
can't do this.
Okay. But I can't, but I can't read emails.
But
I can't do a
I,
little bit. So the
I,
macro movement is absolutely necessary. And Joel's participation and the expense that he's gone to provide this platform for all of us has been wonderful. So if anybody can, I'm not looking for money for my Substack, but if anybody can Substack the writers at IOD Nations, that would be great. And I don't want to ask for money because I don't want to make it a money thing. I want to make it a woman thing. So I want
this
to
is
concentrate on that, but also let you know without Joel, we ain't got shit. So thank you very much.
so thank you so much, Deborah. So Deborah just hit on something really important.
Are you going to go into
If
your
I ask,
online talk again about,
I
we're not the internet. Okay, I'm going to get a drink.
okay, so I
Computer.
would ask everybody here, do you access the internet? And my point is, we do not access the internet. Okay.
I let the internet come around.
I grant Facebook or Amazon or MSN access to me. I'm the one who clicks the screen. I'm the one who allow them to come engage with me. Okay. We do not access the internet. We are the internet, and without us, they ain't shit. And this is what you women or any group that aligns, whether it's the veterans or the women or the disabled or the climate activists or the young people or the citizens of Ukraine, you are the internet. When you unite online and when you collaborate with each other and you operate with unity, okay, you now control, for instance, Facebook. If you have 1 million women or even 100,000 women united online, and you send a message to Facebook and you say, I'll give you an idea of the message I would send. Ashfaq and I and the team, Draco, Rakesh, and the other guys who work with us, we can't run an ad on Facebook that uses the word freedom or democracy. They will in essence not let us run a paid ad. They really subdue it or they prevent us from doing it. Okay. But if a large group of online citizens, pro-democracy citizens gets together and says, hey, Facebook, you better let us run fucking ads that say freedom and democracy in them. And in fact, you better promote them or we're coming after you online. Okay. You are their commodity. You are what their advertisers pay to get access to. We are the internet. Without us, they ain't shit. If you women or whatever group unite online, just look in the mirror every day and say, we are the goddamn internet. Without us, they ain't shit. This is what we mean by being offensive. This is what we mean by being bold and taking control and exercising power and influence. And once you do it, once you seize those opportunities, they will multiply and your power and influence will multiply and other people will be coming to you and they will be saying, how do we work with this online democratic women's nation? How do we get your support? How can we be a part of what you're accomplishing? And you flip the dynamics. Now you're not playing defense. Now, instead of us having this live chat where we're trying to figure out how to fight back against those assholes, they're having these chats and they're saying, holy shit, there's this women's group that organized online and they're pro-democracy and they're so fucking powerful. We don't know what to do. What are we going to do? How do we respond? And now over here in this live chat, we're not talking about how we defend women's rights. We're talking about how we expand women's rights, how more women in the world get the right to vote, how it's this whole flip of the power structures. Once you do this, it's this online world is insane. We control it, and yet we let them convince us that they are the internet and AI is the problem. Just make every AI demonstrate that it's pro-democracy. If your AI that you're marketing to us women isn't pro-democracy, get the fuck out of here. We don't want anything to do with you. We're going to put up filters and we're going to block you in our online democratic women's environment because we are the internet. And without us, you ain't shit. And that's what this live chat and this feed and this movement is all about. Organize online, be powerful, be influential, fucking seize control, and tell these bastards to get screwed. There we go. That's the best I got, guys.
Okay.
What an amazing day we've had. So if there's anyone here who we put people into three categories. There's the volunteers. You are the people who want to help make and facilitate these email campaigns, and you want to be an active participant in this online democratic women's movement. Okay. There's the next group. You may not be up for that. You may be a part of the early majority or the late majority or the laggards, but you're willing to send emails, right? If we send you an email with a template and some email addresses, you'd like to participate in these aggressive, offensive email campaigns. Okay. Karma, you don't have to put your name. You email Deborah. We will do our best to take care of you and protect you. Okay. The third group is you're not sure about all this shit. Who's this crazy guy who's talking about we are the internet, without us they ain't shit, and what's going on here? Just send Deborah an email. Okay. You can still, or just come into our next live chat. You don't have to jump all in. You can just be a part and keep participating. So we're here for all three of those groups or anyone else. You get to decide how you participate. But I will tell you this, there's going to be a group of women. They're going to make this shit happen. And I'm going to pull myself away from this, and I'm going to go figure out how to get the citizens of Ukraine to do this, and how to get the citizens of Denmark and Canada to do this. Okay. So we are just at the cusp of this. You are on the cusp of a change in the world. I say, democracy is dead. Long live online citizen-led democracy. We are on the cusp of the next great re-evolution of freedom and democracy. Every time in history when democracy has failed, okay, some group of citizens somewhere in the world have come back and made a bigger, better one. The citizens who came to America and did that, they accomplished that, just like in Denmark and these other places. You guys are going to be the ones who do that. You're going to do it again, and it's going to be this freaking bold, amazing world of online citizen-led democracy, and those bastards aren't going to know what hit them. So I'm pretty much done except for getting people who want to participate in an email campaign. Deborah, are we going to try and email the attorneys again? What are you thinking?
Well, I'm thinking if we have the link to put up again for empowering the survivors, the article, that inside the article are the lawyers' addresses for the survivors. If you could pull that up again, which has the template and everything there, some people could copy it. I have it on my Substack page. I just don't know if people are able to access it from my Substack page since I'm having
I think
problems
Rakesh is
with
probably
Substack.
doing that right now.
Okay, if I wasn't having problems with Substack, I would just keep it up there like I have been, but for some reason, I'm having problems with Substack and I can't even get into my own profile.
So actually, you know what? Let me
I
help
know,
you
I know,
guys out.
Ashfaq, I know, you offer. I know, I will. I just,
So we are going to pin the Epstein survivor related article into IOD Nations. So anybody who are listening to us live right now, you can come back to IOD Nations on Substack and see the first article, uh, that says about something about Epstein files and the victims. So if you go to that link, that article, you will have all the details, the email addresses, the email template, the body and stuff. And it's written well. If you need any information, you can send us a message on IOD Nations Substack as well.
Yeah, I just restocked the post so that you can find it easily. Once you go to IOD Nations Substack, you will find it on the top,
Where did you say you put it, Rakesh? Can you put it into the feed here? Can you put the link in here?
Yeah, I can put the link in here, but it's difficult for people to copy it and paste it to their browser. So what I did, I just restocked the post so that whenever people go to our Nations Substack, they can find it easily.
okay, and then they can paste and copy from there.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Are we?
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, because that's the problem I had. Okay.
So are we?
I will drop the link as well so that.
I'm sharing the link as well.
Okay, that's what I need. So Karma, Karma, you had asked earlier, I think, if you could get in this call. Do you want to get in here? Because we would love to talk to you before we finish this, or if anyone else wants to get
before
in.
we finish, I would love to hear from Dr. Jesnil, Julius, Ted, Sarah. I mean, we haven't heard much from them, okay? So
Okay,
I think
and I want to say something to Dr. Jesnil really quick.
I'm listening.
Dr. Jesnil, your wife was here, I believe, the other day and was available to talk, and we kind of ignored her and didn't talk with her. And I wanted to apologize to you for that. And I wanted to let you know that we want her here. If she wants to come in and talk with us, we welcome her.
She feels the same way because we were in the middle of preparing dinner at the same time. And I made her sit down for a while. She didn't like that.
Okay.
So I made her sit down when I worked on dinner.
Yeah.
But,
hey, Karma, how are you?
I'm doing good. I mean, I went to Troy for No Kings, and she went to Dayton. She had better success than I did. So.
Hello.
Okay.
Hello. Welcome.
Hey, Karma, welcome.
Can you hear us?
Karma, you need to unmute your mic.
Oh, Rebecca is here. Hey, Rebecca, welcome back. Joel,
hey,
we still
Rebecca.
need to send the
No way.
Rebecca and Deborah. We still need to send out those t-shirts. And I think we should actually send out some more t-shirts to the people who are actively joining with us. So Karma, thank you so much for being here. Tell us about yourself a little bit and how you find IOD Nations.
Okay, Karma's talking.
Yeah.
I think
Can't
her
hear
phone
her.
is on mute.
Yeah.
She
She put
needs to
herself
unmute
on mute
her
or
She's on
mic.
mute.
She's not
yeah.
on mute, she's delayed. So when she tries to talk to us, everything's a little bit, it's a few seconds back. Gotta love the internet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So how do we proceed, Joel?
Well, let me say hi to Rebecca. Thanks for coming
Yeah.
back, Rebecca. I've meant to reach out to you. We're really happy to see you back here. We're at 338 people today, mostly women, and a lot more engagement and involvement. And so you should just know this shit's going to happen. And it's thanks to people like you who are joining in and participating. And so I know we're going to be reaching out to you. I don't know what your schedule's like. I know you were interested in being involved in some ways. Um, I know we have your email, but however you're able to engage, we want to do that with you, okay?
Sure. I already emailed Deborah and let her know that I'm in.
And did I answer you? Did I answer you yet?
I don't know. It was during this conversation. I haven't checked.
Oh, okay. No, I didn't then. Okay.
You'd be really on top of it if
Boy,
you
I
did.
really would be.
I just sort of wanted to introduce myself to you guys. On the night of my 18th birthday, I was living in Los Angeles. My boyfriend and I went down to Santa Monica Beach. We were both leaving for college the following week. He was going to Missouri. I was going to Massachusetts. And we were attacked by a gang of men. And they beat my boyfriend and held a knife to his throat and forced him to watch while they gang raped me.
Oh, God.
Then when I went to college, I was date raped while I was passed out drunk. And so I went to a women's college, Mount Holyoke College, Massachusetts, and I became a women's studies major. And eventually I've had a lot of businesses. I've worked in a lot of different capacities. I owned a couple of businesses ranging from glass blowing to needlepoint. It's been a crazy wild ride. I was a pediatric oncology nurse for a while. I'm currently disabled. But I'm also the daughter of generations of men who have fought for this country. And I feel like my experience, my dad was stationed overseas a lot, and we were told it was indoctrinated into us what it meant to be Americans, right? And what it meant to represent our country anytime we stepped out the door. And I'm not willing to walk away from that.
Thank you, Ann.
And I'm not willing to betray the heritage of this country or my family or my children. It's not going to happen.
Right.
And Deborah, I think we've all been waiting for someone to step forward. We've been waiting. Everyone's like, everyone, everywhere I go has been saying, okay, great, another protest. Awesome. But what are we going to actually fucking
Thank
do?
you. Yes.
What are we going to fucking do?
I know. That's right.
So, and
I'm gonna
so
stand here.
I'm with
I'm
you,
gonna have
girl.
her back whatever she said. Whatever she says she wants,
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Chesnick.
I got your back.
And thank you, Ann.
I am with you. I can write, I can email, I don't work. And so I can do this all the time, girl. I'm with you.
Thank you. And what
Thank you so much.
Wow.
Will you make sure you put a note in your email to me that you're the Ann from today's Zoom? Because I have a lot of Anns.
Rebecca.
I'm Rebecca.
Oh, you're Rebecca? Okay, see,
Yeah.
that's even better. Good thing you're telling me that, because I have it written down wrong. Okay, Rebecca, because I'm 70.
Rebecca.
Yeah.
I gotta tell you, I don't know how long you've been here today. Have you met Sarah yet?
If I see her face, let me switch my.
She's the veteran with the flag behind her.
Yes, Sarah, I got to hear you speak. It was powerful.
Yes.
Oh my God. You guys are going to be a force. So
Yeah. We're already a
gonna
force, Joel. We're already a force. Okay.
That's right.
That's right.
That's right. We
Yeah.
need to start acting like that, right? You and I talked about this, and
Right.
and Ashfaq and Rakesh and Draco and I talked about it, and we said we know this is going to happen, right? And I keep on trying to make it happen immediately, but
Yeah, you have
we
no patience.
knew, yeah, we
You've
knew
never
this movement
carried a
would
child
work.
for 9 months, you know.
Yep. And it is happening right now. You people who are here, mostly women, you are going to make this happen. And Rebecca and Sarah and Deborah and everybody else who's Lynn and everybody else whose name I'm missing. So here's one thing I'm going to say. We want to do several email campaigns. We want to email to get young people. We want to try and reach young people and especially young women. Okay. We need more young people. That's an email campaign. The survivors of Epstein is a specific email campaign that we are trying to accomplish. I really want an email campaign to people in foreign countries. I want to start integrating them and start moving this towards being international. That's sort of my pet thing. And
I have
so,
limited contacts, but I do have a few.
okay, we need to talk about that, Dr. Jesnel. The other
Yeah.
thing is there was a lady who was in the group here and she commented about emailing New Mexico and Arizona. And the point of all of this is this. The team of us, right now is Deborah, myself, Rakesh, Draco, Ashfaq, and we've got a couple of guys working behind the scenes. We can't handle all this. We're overwhelmed. Okay. But you can come in here if you have a cause or a part of this that you're passionate about. You can propose that and we will support whatever you want to support if it's towards this overall uniting people and women online democratically. So when you email Deborah, if you're here to either volunteer or participate, you need to put that in the subject line and we will bring you in. Also, Rebecca, did you hear about Saturday's online suffragette Saturday?
Yep, I will be there.
Great. I'm looking
Okay.
forward to it, Rebecca. Great. Thank you.
Yep.
I know
put the
Sarah will
flyer.
be there.
I put the flyer in the chat.
Oh, great.
Okay.
Okay, now wait.
So
Wait. Is that Karma? Was that Karma?
Oh, Sarah.
No, I know Sarah. No, there was another face in the center of my screen.
Karma
Okay.
is there. Karma, we haven't heard you. Did you want to chip in on anything before we get towards the end of this?
I wanted to see if I still had a lag.
No.
You're doing
No.
great now.
Okay, I didn't realize I still had Substack playing in my headphones earlier, so that messed me up.
Okay.
But what is the flyer? That's what I was asking about. What was just mentioned
It's
a
in the
second
chat,
ago.
right? If you go to chat, do you see the empowering women? The chat. Oh, no. Yeah. Over to the right of your screen, you see
I'm looking.
chat and there's a box that says what would real justice for Epstein's, I don't have my glasses on. Well, they're on my head. It's right over. Do you have the chat open?
Yeah, I'm scrolling to find it. I
Okay.
don't know which one it is. I don't see
It's
it.
got 3 women.
I just resent the flyer in the chat, so it's at the
Thank you.
bottom.
Okay.
Yeah. We
Okay.
already sent it.
See, technologically,
We
with
can
it,
also
not
pin
like
Sarah?
that.
Substack as well if that helps
There it
her.
is. Bottom of your chat. There you go. Perfect.
Okay, yeah, I see it.
You see it, Karma?
Hey.
Okay.
Hey, Karma, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
How old are you?
I am 34.
Oh, you baby.
Okay.
Which is
I
younger
don't
than
feel like it.
Well, you
What
look like a baby.
Thank you.
what do you think of with what you've heard? Is it, I mean, just what brought you here and what prompted you to step in?
Um, honestly, I know there's things that are being done, but I feel like there's not enough being done. And excuse me, I'm not really used to talking on camera, but I've always been one of those people that's like, I'm not into politics. And unfortunately, that's gotten me where I am right now, to where I'm just now kind of learning about everything. So I'm not super intelligent as far as politics and stuff like that go. But
Ain't really politics.
I am I'm a single mom. I have 3 children. My youngest is my baby girl, and I'm just terrified for her future. So
Okay.
I know.
yeah, I've been there.
See,
I've been through the ringer, and I don't want her to go through what I've went
I
through.
am sure you're intelligent. Please don't ever say you're not intelligent, because you're a woman, you're
No,
intelligent.
just
And you
like
may
politically
not be
savvy
active.
is what I mean.
All right, because politics, everybody is involved in politics. Everybody,
Yeah.
whether they want to be or not. I'm not talking Republican, Democrat. Life is a political, well, man is a political animal, so is a woman. So we're all involved, whether we want to be or not. There's politics in families, churches, temples. Oh, by the way, happy Passover to anyone who celebrates Passover. Yeah, so politics, when people say that, it's not true. You just don't realize you're interacting politically every single day. Politics is our environment. So, but welcome and nice to meet you, Karma. And I have 3 children. I have 3 girls, so I'm so lucky.
Thanks, Karma. Thanks
Thank you,
for coming
Karma.
in and thanks for being here. And what I forget the gal who was here, um who was the
Julius,
gal from, what was it?
Julius, from the girl from
No,
Germany.
Germany.
Abby. I think it was Abby. Her name was Abigail, I think. She was from Portland or whatever. She's a mother of 3, has a full-time job. And we were talking to her and about the idea that if 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 you're united online and you have these tactics and strategies, you should ultimately, when this online democratic system is set up, it should be as easy for you to get like an update on issues that are important to you. And everybody knows that a single mom with 3 kids who's working, you just don't have the bandwidth or the time to do and be fully engrossed in this stuff. But what being online and uniting online and collaborating online allows you to do is ultimately there's going to be a system, Karma, where let's say that, you know, women's voting rights or whatever is your issue. You could just twice a week get a little prompt and it says, hey, this is what's going on in voting rights. Do you want to be a part of the email campaign? Do you support this or not support it? And as simple as tapping your screen a few times, even though you have this whole life that is a lot, you can still participate a little bit. And that's what online citizen-led democracy does. And that's what they're doing in Taiwan. They have integrated their citizens into their government online, and they've got 50% of the citizens of Taiwan are registered online, and their government has gone from a 9% approval rating to a 70% approval rating. And Deborah and the women here and the other people who are part of this, that's what you're ultimately going to create. You're going to be a part of that, and you're going to be a part of how people like Karma can have this busy, crazy life and still have a way that they can participate and be a part of this. And that's how democracy's meant to work. And how we haven't done that yet, how we haven't realized that we just need to unite online democratically and work together, to me, is just crazy insane. But we're doing it. We're making it happen. We got 350 people in this chat today, and you ladies and Deborah Mazzarelli are going to freaking change the world, and I'm
We are.
so excited to be a part of
I'm
it.
excited. We're going to change the world, Joel. I'm going to make
Yep.
dinner soon, so
question.
I'm not going to be able to stay on much longer. I'm going to have to get
Okay,
off
who
soon.
had a question? And then we're going to wind this thing down.
Me,
I-
y'all were talking about the Epstein stuff earlier. Are y'all familiar with the work of Ellie Leonard and Kate
Absolutely.
Justice and all of them?
Yes.
Okay.
And Kate Justice, read her today. She's got a great Substack on the actual history of all the oligarchs. She and Ellie worked together. Yeah, they and Dean Blundell, Zev, Lev, they were all working
Yeah.
on it. And they're doing a great job. So yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Karma. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Karma, I'm going to throw something in there and I'm going to throw it to everybody in this chat. How do we get the fact that we're the only goddamn live chat that's actually talking about strategies and tactics to get shit done? A way that people can unite and actually make something happen. How do we get everybody here to be a part of sharing our Substack, sharing that mission? And I'm just blown away that none of these Substacks.
I added something to the chat that would help with that. I use hashtags in all the posts I put out in social media, and that
Okay.
connects us all.
Joel, I have an
Good.
idea. If we could craft a short, succinct mission statement that all of us could, that sounds personal, right? This is why I'm doing this, right? That all of us could post everywhere we have a social presence.
Right.
I think that would help spread the word. I mean,
That's an awesome idea.
I went
Yeah,
to an
that's an awesome idea. Yeah.
I went to an all-girls high school and then I went to a women's college, right? So I'm plugged into several women's communities. So, and we can make it apolitical. This is not about, so that we can post it in
Right.
in politically neutral spaces, like
Right.
an alumni page.
That's right.
Hey, Rebecca, I'd like
Yes.
to ask you a question.
Yes, sir.
Could and I understand, I think you're probably open to this, but I also understand if you're not, right? But this is where we are in this process right now. Could we get you working with Deborah, and could you kind of grab that bull by the horns? In other words, could you help craft that message?
Yes.
Could you help make that an integral part of what we're doing, where when we meet and when you're here, you can champion that and you can involve it, and maybe you become a breakout group. I'm imagining you're probably going to make this a part of Online Suffragette Saturdays, right? And
Yes.
that's exactly what we need, because if we break through, if we get one or two or three of these groups to talk about this and realize the potential, the power, and the influence that this movement can have, we need help doing that. Would you be willing to do that?
Absolutely.
Perfect. Thank you.
Okay.
And everyone that's here,
And sign me up
everyone
too.
who has a Substack account, please, if you would share what you're getting out of this with everyone else on Substack and get the IOD Nations,
.org.
Thank you. Yes. Get their
Hey,
email address into your actual Substack. We can grow that way as well. So
Hey,
everybody spread the word to
hey,
contact
Rebecca,
IOD Nations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
if If we
Excuse me.
send you a Zoom link after this chat is done, could you and I talk about crafting that message, like how to do it succinctly, and I could kind of tell you what I envision in it, and then you can put your part in that. Do you have time to do that?
I do.
Okay.
Wow,
So
that's
we're
great.
gonna
Thank you, Rebecca.
Hey, can I,
we're gonna
George?
yeah, go
have
ahead.
two new audience, I mean, not audience, participant in the Zoom call. One is somebody is called Jay and Elizabeth. So thank you for being here. And I would also like to hear from Ted what's his expression about all of this. So Elizabeth, Jay, if you can hear us, please, unmute yourself, come forward, talk to us so that we can hear, the whole world can hear from you. Okay.
Well, I'll jump in first.
Yes.
Just like the doctor over there.
Yep.
I've grown up in the estrogen jungle. My mother was the matriarch, and she basically ran the house. I grew up with three sisters, and I am not a veteran, unfortunately. Although I did work for the military as a civilian. They canceled the draft after I was obliged to go, and then they reinstated it after I had surpassed the recruiting age. But my wife and I have already raised four kids, and we're adopting our four kids, or my youngest daughter's four kids. So I've pretty much grown up in the estrogen jungle myself. Three sisters, three daughters, and now two more daughters. So I'm pretty much outnumbered, but I see their rights being stripped away all the time. And I just stumbled onto the IOD Nation scrolling through Substack, and I said, that looks interesting. I want to go look at this, because what other people have talked about telling the women to go grab it, it's yours. And if anyone gets in your way, I got your back. And that's who I've been all my life.
Right. Thank you. That's great.
And I think what Rokana did and Thomas Massey going
Massey.
after the 302s.
Yeah.
When that came out, it was like, okay, this is the end.
Yeah.
You know, she was interviewed 4 times, and we
Right.
never saw the 302s.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. It's
Okay.
like, okay, it's all there. And I've got 22,000 followers on Blue Sky, and I will
Get the hell out of here.
Yes, I'm at 22,000. I'm getting ready to go 22.2 now.
Great.
But
Deborah,
I will
sorry.
I will push you guys on Blue Sky.
Thank you.
Ted, thank you. Thank you so much. And I know that all the ladies who are here are really happy to have you here. And the fact that you're going to pursue that, Deborah's, look at the smile on her face. She absolutely knows that this thing is popping today. So thank you. Thank you again. Who were the other people, Ashfaq, before we end this thing?
Okay, we
Elizabeth.
have Elizabeth. Yeah, Ray is gone. Elizabeth, can you hear us? Do you want to speak up?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes.
we can hear you.
Yeah,
Hear us
hi.
loud and clear.
Hi, Elizabeth. Welcome.
Hi, thank you. I've been reading you on Substack, and this is the first time I've noticed that you've been live. So
what do you think?
well, I haven't been on for very long, but it's interesting, and I will keep coming back.
Okay. Well, that is, you're gonna be, if you keep coming back, you're gonna have your mind blown, because
I'm sure.
there's some ladies here who are gonna make some shit happen.
Good.
And
I
it
vote for
sounds like
that.
you might be one of them.
Yeah, I hope so.
Oh,
Okay.
great. Nice meeting you, Elizabeth.
Nice meeting you all too. I'm sorry, I'm in bed sick. Otherwise, I would show you, because I don't want you to see my bed.
Hey, listen, I don't go online.
Nothing to be sorry for. We're just
really.
happy to have you here.
That's right. And Elizabeth, Saturday we're doing a suffragette Zoom meeting at 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. If you want to join us on Saturday.
Okay, cool.
Okay, that
Yeah,
sounds good.
thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, Deb, we're on daylight savings now,
Oh.
honey.
Yeah, we
So,
are.
Thank you
Deborah,
very much.
savings.
Oh, well,
Uh,
listen, I'm always going to be stuck in the 70s, so that's where I'm at.
Well, I'm Jen Jones, so you know,
Well,
it's just Jen Jones, and I have a very keen connection with Gen Zers online, so
You
I think
excellent.
do.
they're going to they're the ones that are going to hold it together for us. They
I
really
hope
are.
so. Yeah, I hope so.
Okay,
Okay.
so is there anyone else besides Elizabeth who wants to
yes,
get in this
Sarah.
call before?
Sarah actually wants to have her 2 cents, and I would also love to hear from Julie's, their 2 cents as well. So
Go for it, Sarah.
So, well, fix the thing in my world. My world is technology right now. Everybody's is. And technology is worth one of two things, working properly or pitching against a concrete wall. So I want
Would
to
you
help
like to
everybody.
borrow my hammer?
I know that one works well too. If anybody's having issues with their Zoom or their social media stuff and they need help with stuff, I can talk you through how to put a banner on the back of your camera so no one sees the back of your room or where you're at. And yeah, I can
Like
help you
me?
do all that. For instance, yeah, I mean, it's okay. We want to see the notes on your whiteboard.
Yeah, we
That's
like that
important for
chicken
us.
scratch. That
It
chicken
makes it more,
scratch turns me on. Yeah, I love that
it
chicken
turns it,
scratch.
makes us think that you're doing something important.
Yes.
So your backdrop is great.
Yeah.
But for other people who are moving around their house or in places that are not necessarily as clean as they want it to be, the backdrop is nice.
That is
So
nice.
if anybody needs help putting that in, I can always assist. Just
You're
be
very
aware. That's my
kind.
2
yeah,
cents.
I definitely need some help with that. I couldn't fix that, so that's why I hang some light bulbs and some
Uh-huh.
Hey,
Right.
Sarah,
what can
can
you do
I?
for
That's
wrinkles?
his version of the backdrop. I like it. Handle.
Sarah,
Okay.
what
Hey,
can you do
Sarah,
for
can
wrinkles on
you?
the face? What do you do for wrinkles?
My wrinkles,
No,
I
my
wash with
wrinkles. You have no wrinkles.
No, I don't. I'm 43. I'm gonna be 43 this year. I don't wrinkle and I don't
Another
gray.
baby. Nice.
Hey,
Congratulations.
Sarah, would you be willing to come into the call with Rebecca and I after
Sure,
this?
no problem.
Okay. Is there anyone else who would like to come in with Sarah and Rebecca and actually participate in a couple of things that we're going to put together, like an email campaign, um, and providing some organization? So Lynn, we're going to invite you. I know 396, Lynn. Actually,
this is probably the best one we have done so far.
it
Great.
is, and we're not going to quit until we get to 400. So we need 4 more people to come in,
We will definitely get
and Deborah
400.
really needs to go make dinner.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
a little
actually,
slow
we
at
should
cooking.
give
I have
like
to
30
keep getting
minutes
up to
break.
stir the sauce.
I think we should, give a 30 minutes break so that everybody can do their personal stuff and then come back.
Well,
Do some
I don't have 30 minutes, Ashfaq. I can do 15.
Yeah, why don't you
So
just stay in your Zoom box? Or just stay where you
Okay.
are.
I
just
I
leave.
do need a break for a minute.
Oh,
Yeah,
Okay.
But
so let's hear from Julie's. She's from Germany.
Julius,
And
yep.
yeah,
okay.
What do you want to hear? So if you're all taking a break now, then I have to break down. I have to go to bed.
Okay.
But let me just ask you one question. What kind of idea of structuring these ideas have you already talked about? Like I read that Ethan Faulkner's Common Sense Rebel structures, which are great, and anything else that you could sum up in a sentence?
Well,
From a structure standpoint, I would just say this, Julius. Structurally, there are two in the way I propose it. So first off, I would quote General George Patton, and George Patton, this quote that just blew me away. He said, "Never tell people how to do something. Tell them what to do, and they will astonish you with their ingenuity." Okay. So I envision like I envision cause-based online democratic nations like a women's nation, a climate nation, a veterans nation, and these others. But the premise that I came up foundationally is if a business no longer requires brick and mortar, then a nation no longer requires land and borders. And so the citizens of any nation of Germany, I believe there will be an online democratic German nation. It'll be citizen led. And I believe that we will reach a point where the UN and NATO will not
Figure it
just
out too.
officially recognize these online democratic nations, but you will have an online democratic NATO and an online democratic UN, and it will be integrated, and the citizens will be directly interacting and recommending and voting on and powering these things through, where the one of the main problems that we have from a macro standpoint is our government system and even our psychology is not capable of dealing with the rapid change that we're experiencing. Okay.
And the
We're all
size.
overwhelmed. There's so much going on, we can't handle it. And so, from a macro standpoint, I don't know if this really answers your question, but I believe that by integrating and uniting and collaborating online, we create these structures and these systems that begin to make it much more possible for us to respond, react, and adapt to these
400.
rapid changes.
Let me just hop in there, because you're painting this very huge picture from the outside, the meta umbrella picture. What is the outcome? And my question was about, have you thought about the structures to find things to implement, find small things, steps to do, like what you said, what we're going to do with Rebecca the next 20 minutes. If there are structures in place, I'd like to know, because if not, or if I'd be interested how they are structured. And
the first structure we're doing is the Epstein files.
Mm-hmm.
And we're campaigning to the attorneys for the victims, survivors of Epstein, Trump, and all those oligarchs. We're bombarding them with emails. The template is there. Their names and email addresses are there. That's our first structured activity. Then we're going to join every Saturday and discuss ideas amongst ourselves as to what issue we can address next. That's not going, it's obviously not going to be choice, but it might be women's health care, because we're smart enough to decide for ourselves. If I could just get women to agree that we don't have to talk about abortion, let's just talk about health care. And if we talk, oh yes, go ahead. Go ahead.
I got it. And the idea that I want to get out, because I have to leave really soon, really quick, is I've been in a thing with other people who had to decide things, and we had to come up over the course of 3 years. We had to come up with a lot of ideas how to change a structure, or to build a structure that's not yet there. And we formed undergroups like medical or school, housing, stuff like that.
Right.
And in these undergroups, we were people that were involved, living the problems, living the solutions, having an idea, and specialists.
Mm-hmm.
And all these groups discussed and produced some ideas, like 20 ideas, no border there. You could produce as many ideas as you wanted to. And after, and we had regular meetings every 3 months to reconnect with the whole group. And at the end process, we all discussed all ideas. So we had different lists produced by the specialists and lived experience people. Like we all had to review like 100 ideas, but we rated them individually, and every person had one voice and one count. And then we had lists of like 20 to 50 ideas sorted by us all participants, sorted by voting, just as an idea of how to structure the voting and the real democracy idea behind it. And then we had the top 3 ideas, and then we voted if we want these 3 ideas to be the ones to get going with it.
Right.
And if someone else said, okay, we voted, but this is very pressing, then we could talk about it.
That would be, that is a great idea. That would be exactly the way we'd be approaching it, is getting it from the membership of the IOD Nation Women's Democratic Group. And your idea is great. I know we can only go with one issue at a time, and we're just starting. I mean, I've only been here 3 weeks, so we're going for the Epstein survivors first, and then we'll gather the ideas. I'm going to ask you, if you come Saturday, if you don't, I'll do it, for everyone to put their thinking caps on and start writing down their issues that they think should be addressed. And they can be local issues, because it can be a local problem that we just help them by adding our voices to that local problem, like a school district problem, or, you know, like you said, different things that were more local.
Deborah,
So,
can I jump in? I'm thinking, you know, we're going to work on the personal statement in a minute, but I was thinking that it should open with something like, I am writing to you as, right? And so we all begin with why we're engaged and why we're writing. So everybody can be thinking about like what their personal sentence would be, right? I am writing to you as a, you know, disabled woman, Democrat, retired, you know, all the things, mother, all, you know, all the things. Or I'm writing to you as someone who's very concerned about XYZ. So everybody can be thinking about like what's driving you. What's
that's
your
a great idea. Yeah.
My teddy bear won't go to sleep.
I'm gonna throw something in here, Julius. In Taiwan, where they've done this from all the way from a local to a national online platform that integrates with their government. We have a gentleman who's working with us, and he's the one who really made me familiar with what's going on in Taiwan. So there's and then Rakesh has done some good work. There's a current application. It's called Decidim, and it's specifically designed to integrate from an online platform with governments. And I believe it's from a local all the way up to a national level. So I think they have some structure. There's also there's a software or an app or something. I believe it's called POL.is. And it's another way that large groups of people work online democratically, and it provides some kind of a structure. So we're really new at this. We're really in the earlier stages of it. But like when I meet with Rebecca, I think Lynn may end up being there. I know Sarah said she's going to be there. This is exactly the kind of stuff we need to do right now. We need to try and figure out a structure. So one of the projects someone could take on is to dig into POL.is or Decidim and see if there is already some sort of structure. Ashfaq has been working in an online structure where you can come in and present those ideas, put them up for a vote, and start this hierarchy of, you know, categories, urgency, studies need to be done. We're trying to figure all that out right now. Does that answer your question a bit?
Actually, I want to add something to that, Joel. So, Julie, are you still here?
Yeah, she's
Did we
hear
lose
me?
her?
Yes.
No, she's here. Okay, so she was on mute. So I'm going to share my screen with you, and I'm going to show you that we are not just talking, we are also building something, okay? So Joel was talking about somebody to go into the sunflower movement or to the Decidi map and
Yeah, I
build
remember.
something that would work for us. Maybe so here's something that I made. It's just a prototype, I am thinking about adding a box, some sort of box here, so that we can take inputs from the citizens. And now we have the power of AI, so we can actually analyze those with AI to quickly come up with ideas that needs most attention and put it here. So for example, right now we have this launch local chapters. This is just an example, okay? So you want to vote it or not? So just do it, submit your answer. So there will be more to it. Right now, this is just a prototype, and I would also want to show you that we are also frustrated about the social networks that we are using. Joel discussed about not being able to put advertisements that talks about democracy and stuff. So we try to build our own social media network. Dr. Jesnil, lots of people joined in there. We're still developing. So if that interests you, please come back to us, send us a message or email so that we can work on it together. Okay.
So
that's it.
Julius, did that kind of address any of what you were thinking of, or did it give you a little bit better idea where we stand?
Yeah, it added to yes, it did.
Okay. So we would look forward to having you come back, and I would really like to talk to you. I've got a couple topics I'd like to talk to you about, but definitely as someone in a foreign country, you are one of my target audience for my goals. So thank you so much for being here. So if is there anyone else before I start the countdown to shut this show down? Okay, because we've all got to get going, and
yeah, I think Karma
we're
wants
gonna
to say
meet.
something probably.
What's
I'm
that?
not sure. Like maybe Karma wants to say something, but I'm not sure about it. I mean, there's too much messaging going on in everywhere, so it's really
Karma, you
hard
got
to.
anything for us?
I don't remember what it was.
Okay. All right. So here's my comment to everybody that's in this live chat. I'm going to be meeting with Rebecca, Sarah, and I think Lynn may be coming into that also. And we're going to be talking about a couple of things related to email campaigns and moving things forward and actually taking action and what we're doing. If anyone else here wants to come over and be a part of that working group, just put yes right down in the comments, or put working group. Just type something
I'll
there.
join
I'm
that.
willing to be wherever you need me, but I'm going to start working on the state government email list.
I'm gonna let you do that, Dr. Jesnil.
Actually, Dr. Jesnil put the Roberts rule, and he was talking something about in the chat. So, Dr. Jesnil, do you want to bring that up here so that we?
No, not now. We can do that.
Yeah, I
later.
don't want to do that now.
I
want to wind this down. I want to get the people who might does anyone else here want to participate in this working group that we're going to do in about 15 minutes? If you do, just type yes or type working group. Other than that,
are you gonna send the
yeah,
link to email, Joel?
yes,
Okay.
you'll get a Zoom link and an email, and we should join together in about 15 minutes.
Yeah,
All
you
right.
can also drop your email.
I'd like to join that.
Yeah, you can.
Who's that? Karma?
Karma.
Mhm.
Do we have your email, Karma?
You should. I
Yeah.
put it in the Substack earlier. It's the Take a Stand 2026 at Proton.
All right. Yep, we have
Okay,
it.
perfect. You'll get an invite, so we're glad to
Okay.
have you there.
Do we have Rebecca's email address?
Yes, we do have Rebecca's
we
email
have, yeah.
address. We even have Rebecca's address, physical address as well. We need to send her a T-shirt.
Joni, did you put your email there because you would like to be a part of that? Or are you
Yeah.
just making sure that we've got your email to contact you? Just
Oh, that's
say,
her name, I guess. Joanie, yeah.
so everybody, thanks so much for being here. Remember, iodnations.org, our Substack. We're not just here to talk, we're here to get shit done. And the women of the world are uniting online democratically, and it's happening here. And it's going to blow your mind what they're going to accomplish. And every single person who's here who wants to be a part of that, we need you. We want you to be a part of it. We want to engage with you, and there's a place for you as long as you're pro-democracy. So I'm going to count down 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thanks, everybody. Anybody who's left your email address, you're gonna get emails from us inviting you to participate in our email campaigns, our badass offensive email campaigns. And as I call them, you're the WWWACW, the world's warrior women against conservative wankers. That's our email campaign for right now. It's up to you to rename it.
That's very easy to remember.
Hey, can I get a copy of the transcript for this, please?
Yeah. I don't know if we had a copy of the transcript the whole way. Draco or Rakesh,
we
can one of you
have
guys?
We can have it, and we will send it to Dr. Jesnil.
Yes,
okay.
we have the transcript, and I just want to add something for our future participants or the readers who are going to listen to the recorded version. So this is a live where you can come in, talk to us, or talk to the world throughout us. So we would love to have you. If you are interested, just subscribe to iodnations.org, and you will have the Zoom links before we go live. So this is what makes us different. You won't find any live sessions where they actually invite people to come in and talk to the world. So I hope that makes sense. Yeah.
Also, if you really want to learn about this, go to iodnations.org. I wrote a book. It's called The Recipe. If you could tap your screen 3 times and save world democracy, would you do it? It's not geared towards women. I wrote that geared towards young people and universities, but women are the ones who have taken the lead. Women are the ones who are driving this, but that's just the very beginning. There's also what's called the Meritocracy Manifesto. It's kind of a challenging read, but it's really well worth it. It's a really good read on understanding. Say that again, Dr. Jesnil.
Where's that at? I'd like to see that.
They're both free. They're at iodnations.org. And they really give you a lot of background and information on how international online democracy can work. And
Got it.
I think you'll enjoy it. So thanks, everybody. We're going to close this out. To those who are going to meet us, Carol, sorry, we've been here quite a while. We're going to break this out. We're iodnations.org, International Online Democratic Nations. We are dedicated to uniting the pro-democracy citizens of the world online, and women are leading that movement. Carol, if you want to email Deborah.
I dropped it for you, Joel.
If you want to email Deborah there, she is the woman who is leading the women's movement part of this. And she is going to be the reason why women unite online and become the most powerful and influential force in the world for freedom and democracy. And women are going to have a seat at the head of the table, not at the side. You guys are going to drive this, okay?
And I will be
We're
proud
gonna,
to work for you.
yeah. Yes. Dr. Jesnel, Ted, Rakesh, Ashfaq, Draco, myself, we are here working for you women. We are available here to work for you. So thanks, everybody. Thanks for being here. And we will see you Friday at 11 o'clock Pacific Standard Time for our next show. Saturday at 11 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, Deborah will be running online online Suffragette Saturday, where the women of this group are going to meet and come together, and you guys are going to kick ass. So thanks, everybody. Have a good one. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Peace. Oh, Joel, you need to say make democracy offensive.
Make democracy offensive.
And also,
make democracy offensive.
Hello, good people.
Don't be anonymous.
Okay, Draco is playing
I have been
video.
working with IOD Nations.
Draco's
from the
playing
very
his
beginning,
closeout for you.
and
Enjoy
we are designing a
this.
system where war is never an option. Hello, good people. Myself, Draco, your agent of peace. I have been working with IOD Nations from the very beginning, and we are designing a system where war is never an option. We believe women hold a unique power. The power to stop wars and break the cycle of violence, and we are taking a powerful step forward. By uniting online, women from all over the world are officially forming the International Online Democratic Women's Nation, IOD Women's Nation. This is not only for women. If you believe in peace, freedom and democracy, this is for you, because peace is not passive. Peace needs structure. If we don't design peaceful systems, chaos designs itself.
That is AOP, Draco, our agent of peace. Bye, everybody. Draco, thanks so much for doing that, man. You are amazing.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, let's close this.